now maybe he has an opportunity to.
Yeah, and I think Reynad's Lotheb actually sort of baited him, maybe even baited him into a false sense of security. Because in any other situation that might have thrown red flags.
What if Ancestor's Call Shaman beats him 3 times in a row?
Wow. If you look at this, actually, it's possible. Because
of course it's possible.
Zoo, Shaman has tools to be able to deal with Zoo early on, especially a spell-heavy Shaman. I mean, he does have, like, he has Zombie Chows.
Yeah, he's got Lightning
No,
Bolts,
he doesn't have
though.
Zombie Chows.
He's got Lightning Bolts and, like, Crackles and stuff, so he can maybe stabilize.
Yeah. But then he won't have Reach.
It's possible, not because of Zoo, not because Shaman, but because it's Reynad.
Yeah. Mage, Ancestors Call Shaman's probably great against Fatigue Mage.
I don't know. You're acting like I know this deck, but I would assume so because
you can just do 30 damage in a single turn.
It's true. They give you the time. They sometimes even help you draw.
Yeah.
And maybe they even summon Malygos through Death's Lord.
Whoa. Whoa. You don't even need Ancestral's Call.
That's a really good starting hand from Frase. Actually, probably some of the best that you could ask for.
Yeah. As far as this deck goes, because I think the only early creatures that he runs are Haunted Creepers. And probably just because they're really sticky. Leper Gnome, also sticky in different ways.
Reynad, of course, Ruby Egg's pretty good and strong insurance against Lightning Storm. It's one of these things where Reynad's playing a fast deck, so that way a burst combo deck can't assemble the pieces in time.
Yeah. A lot of times he'll have to use some of those pieces for his burst just to be able to stabilize. And this deck against the aggro, I think it'd take a little bit longer to close out a game.
Well, we'll see. We'll see for sure. Reynad also has like some good ways to play it with the Ruby and Egg and then Direwolf Alpha to slowly push it in. Let's see. Frey is actually thinking about whether or not he should play Haunted Creeper or not. I feel like it's definitely the case you want to play it. It sets up so that way you have good support for your Feral Spirits.
Yeah. What would hero power gain him in this situation?
Well, if you gain the Taunt Totem, it gives you ability to be resilient against the board. If you get the Healing Totem, you also have the ability to have Feral Spirits.
And the Healing Totem.
Healing Totem. Synergy.
That's really beneficial. Well,
so you want to kill off the spider too, so that's one once.
I suppose it is worth some thought, but I definitely think Haunted Creeper is the way to go.
Sure.
Well, I think Lotheb is going to be a pretty big piece here. There's a possibility that he'll play it for the board, but actually, yeah, I think he'll just play it for the board and to gain the tempo. Because he won't find himself in a situation where Malygos comes out and he's going to be worried about dying the next turn.
Right.
Usually by that turn 10 at the least, the game is close to being decided in this matchup.
Yeah. Positioning probably could have been improved a little bit for Reynad, but it's pretty irrelevant considering that the 1/1 will most indefinitely trade into this Clockwork Gnome. But say if it didn't, it would have been the case where the Direwolf Alpha should have been placed between those so you can trade into the Wolves. So it didn't end up mattering, but something that to keep in note.
Yep.
When you're playing, so you do have to position correctly. I would be really surprised if it wasn't Feral Spirits. Feral Spirits is just so strong on a board with just such low stats like this.
Yeah. And it makes this next turn not the greatest, but I mean, you play Feral Spirits on turn 3. There's not much else you're going to be able to do as a Shaman besides Haunted Creeper or Hero Power, especially this deck.
Well, he trades into it, so how does that affect things? He's got Lotheb, by the way, in Zoo. That's an interesting choice from Reynad. I wonder if he's opting to play Undertaker and then activate the egg and then freeze a minion, so that way his Undertaker doesn't get guaranteed killed off here.
Yeah.
And it dumps his hand, so pretty reasonable.
I think Lotheb in Zoo is actually really strong.
Well, against this deck, it's really strong.
Well, I think against a lot of decks.
Right. It's just specifically against a deck that requires a lot of spell burst.
Yeah. Sometimes they can just straight up secure you a win. If you have a big board
Sure.
and you're playing against a class, which many classes rely on spells as their removal, then you can just secure a board that's already really strong, and just an extra turn could be enough to just come straight up win you the game.
Oh. Freezing the Haunted Creeper.
It's just denying him 1/1s for the next turn,
Yeah.
because that would have traded into. Well, it's the it's either losing your Direwolf or losing your.
because he wants him to. He thinks he's gonna kill the Undertaker off, so then he trades the token in,
Gotcha.
and then so the tokens can't kill the 2/1, because if he didn't freeze that, the tokens kill the 2/1, and then he'd be in an awkward spot where he had to trade like the Undertaker and the Direwolf. That's actually a very advanced play. Yep, the Lightning Bolt ends up making a problem anyways.
Smart play, just doesn't pay off.
Yep.
Well, this isn't the most ideal situation to use Lotheb, but at the end of the day, it's still 5/5.
Big draw. Lightning Storm. I would have to imagine you have run 2 Lightning Storms in this deck for sure.
Yeah.
Because that way, you know, you can Ancestors Call double Lightning Storm for a massive
Whoa!
AoE clear. That's a big draw too. The second Nerubian Egg to be good against.
You would never even need to double Lightning Storm.
I know, but
But
maybe
you
that
could.
Ysera is really hard to kill.
That's true.
So Lightning Storm, if it rolls slow, you're gonna be in trouble. If it rolls low on Lotheb, excuse me, it's guaranteed to kill everything on the board. And of course you can Crackle as well, but if that rolls low, Hex Lightning Storm is a guaranteed clear on the board.
Well, I think you can Lightning Storm and then just Lava Burst the Nerubian and just throw your 1/1 into the.
But then you're like so overloaded.
Ooh, and then there's a No, there's not a possibility.
You're just crazy overloaded. You
You
do
still have
save
enough
the
mana
hex.
for
You
Crackle.
save the hex for what's its name? Doomguard. All right, here we go. Lightning Storm. If it rolls low on Lotheb, it rolls high. Crackle is a 75% chance to kill here too.
Even if he doesn't, he's still got a little bit of insurance.
Little time.
Does he want to fit the curve?
He's gonna be 4 Overlord next turn if he plays Lava Burst.
I mean, he'll still have enough mana for Hex at the least here. And I guess Crackle has more potential damage, and it also is
Yeah, I suppose so.
a lot more, potentially more cost efficient.
Why do you call?
So Zoo resets, no Doomguard. He did save it on the off chance that he gets Doomguard, he can Hex. Crackle will allow him to push through. Oh. Okay, so 4. If we take that logic instead, he would have gotten 4 anyways.
Would've
Then
been
maybe he would have
better.
been able to,
Yeah.
he would have still been able to kill off that Nerubian.
Well, it seems like he's trying to outlast here. I mean, we did see a lot of big creatures in his deck,
Right.
like Fire Elemental or
See,
double Fire Elemental
I mean,
and
look,
Azure
he's-
Drakes.
Eventually, it's going to be the case where Zoo might just keep killing itself, and he might be
Yeah.
able to burst him down.
Very true.
My shield for Argus.
Because, I mean, even just an Ancestral's Call right now is, well, he'd have to get rid of the Defender of Argus, but it would be 10 damage from Lava Burst.
Holds on to the Undertaker just to evaluate if his opponent had Lightning Storm. Needs to have some kind of momentum in case he gets crushed, but no second Lightning Storm. The board is pretty scary. It's got 7, 10 damage already. You can shoot 2 of it off.
Shoot the buffed Voidwalker here.
Probably.
Huge Voidwalker, who looks very
That is
similar
huge
to a Fire Elemental.
Voidwalker.
Huh, it does.
Direwolf Alpha is a pretty nice draw too.
Ooh,
Still no Doomguard, but interestingly enough, it's also a blessing in disguise because he doesn't lose like the tempo or the cards.
yeah.
I don't also think that he's playing Sea Giants or Implosions. I know Reynad's also been a very vocal player about saying how he doesn't think Implosion is that great. He says in almost every other matchup you'd rather have Dark Iron Dwarf.
I can see where it's coming from.
Yeah, he just says that you'd rather have the 4/4 instead of the 1/1s for the 2 damage.
Whoa.
Malygos. I mean, Malygos would force a lot of board trades. Because he might just die if he doesn't kill it. How much damage are you facing on the other end? 7, 9, 12, 13 damage.
But do you think you can try and just clear the defender out of your hand and hope for a spell next turn? Because if you get to spell next turn, crack or one of the lightning bolt, second crackle,
Right, he would kill him.
he would kill him.
Right, so that's why I'm saying the Malygos might just be a huge magnet, a lightning rod of damage.
Oh, so
to
you're
the
saying you
board.
should play the Malygos now just to force trades?
I felt like that.
But then would he? Yeah, I guess that's true.
Well, because I said you could have played Ancestor's Call and then Defender Vargas.
Yeah.
That's what I thought the play was, but I guess he'd rather play this so that way he can get the guaranteed kill.
Oh well, Ancestral Call might have pulled the defender Vargas.
Oh, you're right. That's a good point. Ancestor Call pulling out the Defender Vargas would have been bad case. You're right.
Yeah.
So in that case, you can't do it.
This is
What an interesting deck.
if he draws a spell next turn, Reynad's dead. But at the same time,
Right. If he doesn't,
if he doesn't, then he's dead. So I think a lot of it's going to be on the next draw. Well, he might not be dead, but it's going to be close. I mean, he has. Well, he only has
he
9
has to be
damage on
very
board,
careful.
but 9 damage is still enough.
He's not going to be able to kill him this turn. And Reynad's doing some meticulous calculations on probably what's the best way to go about this. Most likely buffing this this frog. It's a little useless as well.
Hoping for a juggle,
He doesn't want to miss any points of damage.
and he wants to. Well, he wants to keep his board open as well.
That's a good juggle. But now it's going to be down to the next draw.
Oh no!
If Frase gets it,
What does he
he
have? A
ties
lightning
it
bolt and a
up.
crackle?
no. Oh.
I mean, he can draw into.
I got
second.
really excited for a second because I sensed that it was going to happen. He still can't even kill him. Even if he gets lucky on the 50-50, Lava Burst would do 10 damage.
I think his only out here is to Azure Drake into second Lightning Storm.
3, 4, 6, 9, 10, 12 damage right now.
There's a lot of ways to be able to do 2 damage. Well, maybe not so much anymore. Doomguard.
Well, Doomguard, Dark Iron Dwarf, another Abusive Sergeant, Defender Vargas number 2.
He's used both Abusive Sergeants, I believe.
Oh, has he? Okay. Anything to if he juggles and buffs Undertaker simultaneously, he might have the Lava Burst here. Yep. Some burst gone from the hand, and I think you toss it down as just a draw.
Yep.
But I think Doomguard off the top still kills him. Oh boy. Now he's worried about if he taps and he dies.
Which is possible, because the Ancestral's Call crackled.
Oh, Flame Imp is terrible.
Yikes.
Alright, he can't play Flame Imp without risking it completely opposite way. Malygos, if it draws Lightning Bolt, he's still going to be short a few points of damage.
If he draws Crackle, though, it's potentially lethal.
You're right.
Second Crackle.
Oh my god, that'd be so crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Comes down to this draw. No, it's not.
Oh, he's still got an opportunity.
No, he's overloaded.
Oh!
He's overloaded.
No!
Oh! If he had 10 mana, he could do it.
That's heartbreaking.
Oh, is this the end of Frase's run? 3, 6, 7 damage. Anything to buff the Undertaker.
Oh no!
That's going to be it.
All
That's enough
right.
damage right there. What an insane game. It was so close, and Frase almost came back with Ancestors Call Shaman. This deck is cool. My favorite series of the day so far.
One card away.
I really wanted to see that Malygos deck win again, because it's like...
Well, it's got potential still.
It was one turn away from happening.
Wow.
Well, Reynad advances on the back of his patented and self-admittedly filthy zoo deck, and he's going to go to semifinals to play against Lonely Link.
Oh yeah, that's 3-1.
Yep, it's
Yeah.
3-1. So, wow, it's a pretty exciting series. I can't believe it started just under a day and a half ago with Fatigue Mage. But we're finally done with our second quarterfinals. Take a look at the bracket to see where we currently sit, as Reynad will advance to play Lonely Link in the semifinals. The winner of that gets a spot in tomorrow's match day. Meanwhile, we have Santa versus Gooby Sencho, and Unk Tennis versus Quiet. Maybe it's UNC, like he's from the college.
It's actually probably UNC. That would make a lot more
Does
sense.
he also play tennis?
It probably plays tennis for UNC.
Right, and this is like roster or jersey number 23.
When I first read it, I was like, Uncle Tennis. That's a weird name for your uncle.
Sure.
But then things started to piece together, and I realized that that's probably not the case.
Well, that series is brought to you by our wonderful partners and sponsors here at the Legendary Series. You can check out all the Cooler Master, Crucial, Western Digital, Newegg stuff at the promotion below. There's some discounts on all kinds of stuff. I'm building a computer myself right now, and I've used actually some of the products advertised. A great discount save, and it also supports and lets our sponsors know that you guys care about the tournament, so that they're continuing to sponsor it. We also want to give a shout out to Plantronics, who recently jumped